switch?
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
switching.
What was that?
Oh my god, what is going on already?
Wrong room, yummy.
Okay.
What the hell, though? What the hell, though?
If I could do
What
the
if...
entirety of the Nyan Cat song, I would, yeah.
Oh my god.
What the fuck happened to my model? What happened to my model is the other day, or yesterday, I was told I should make a model of Space Mountain, yeah.
Yeah.
So now my PNG tuber is Space Mountain, yeah. The greatest ride.
So you nyang around the neighborhood? Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. Crazy, crazy.
Crazy. I was crazy once. Yeah.
It looks like a bed, yeah? What? That's one pointy ass bed, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So, last time.
Also, put on music, please.
Right. Thank you.
Yippee. I made sure we get music.
Back to the Bundarico loop.
Okay, now I see what they meant by your model. Yeah, what is that?
It's Space Mountain, yeah? Or to be more precise, it is the model kit that I have of Space Mountain, yeah. Because I was joking around like how I'm gonna make a toy into my next model. And then I was like, oh my god, you know what? If I could, I would have a roller coaster as my model. And I was like, wait, I could have a roller coaster as my model. Yeah.
I need to see this. Give me 1 second. Hold on, what the fuck?
It's the Hit Ride Space Mountain. Or a picture of the model kit that I have. Yeah.
What?
The greatest attraction of all time, Space Mountain, yeah.
What the... I'm looking... Like...
I can tell you're in shock and awe by the greatness that is Space Mountain, and it's okay to be jealous, yeah.
We're talking about Corinne's model because it's like literally just Space Mountain for some reason.
Now, I don't know how I would turn this into a 2D model, but I'm working on it.
I can think of a few things.
Just put googly eyes on it.
How'd I turn into an anime girl, now?
Oh god, give it
Yeah,
the
that's my
stupid
question. How'd I
anime
turn
blush.
into an anime girl? Yeah. Yeah.
How to turn a roller coaster into an anime girl, yeah?
Space Mountain, yeah.
It's quite the task, but with enough training, it can be achieved.
With enough commissions off of Skeb.
Let me be your sensei, yeah.
In Japan, in Tokyo, they had a Space Mountain, so I feel like they should at least be familiar with the concept.
I mean,
they had a
maybe,
Space
but
Mountain.
Still.
But...
Isn't that
They're getting theirs back. They're getting theirs back in a few years.
Is Gajinka only for, like, No, also, it's the Japanese for humanization. It's the trend of creating human-like characters based on non-human subjects. So you just make a roller coaster Gajinka.
Yeah. I don't objectify women. I turn objects into women.
You womanify objects!
I don't even know how the hell that works at that point. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what? Never mind.
I feel like the cone shape could be either a hat or a dress, maybe.
Hi, Neil.
I'm still here for the googly eyes.
That'd be too easy. I feel it wouldn't put enough respect on the legacy that is Space Mountain to simply slap googly eyes.
Grab Neil. Shake Neil!
YouTuber explore Space Mountain with LiDAR to get accurate model of it.
Yes, and it's amazing. It's also amazing the person who brought night vision on Space Mountain, and the person who got a video of Space Mountain with the lights on while it was broken down. Freaking S tier.
I mean, Dave almost shouted.
Oh my god, I love the booms. I was just watching them earlier before we started stream.
I threw a Neil against a wall.
We love Gajinkas.
I didn't realize I could do that.
Anyway, so I'm gonna show you guys my new character sheet, Space Mountain. I'm going to be playing a building.
How did you even get a character
What's
sheet?
your build? Building.
I have the building build.
Anyways, so on to where we last left off. So you guys had come back to Bundarico, extorted Jack for all the money he had on him, and for more than that as well, forcing him into a technical blood contract. Disappointed your companion slash maid, and the timing on that was so perfect. It sounded like you were just going, psh, whatever.
Yeah, psh, who cares?
And proceeded to make an axe go limp and try and attack Jack.
Try? I was about to. Actually, no, yeah, that fits the definition of try. Never mind.
After a little bit of chaos, and where Zath proceeded to suddenly feel essentially the equivalent of everything Jack was feeling, you guys kind of calmed down a little bit and went to the inn to get some rest. We now have Anastasia and Zath in their room, and Ergon is outside as a chest with Jeffrey on top of him. Or a crate, not a chest. I will point out, Ergon, when you transformed with your axe, it would not transform, so you had to kind of hide it in yourself.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't worry, she's inside of me.
Yeah. Hey, oh! You should be happy Dad isn't here. He'd be into that.
All the vor.
I have a
Dan, he's one of Choco's regulars for streams. He is immensely into vor, and we do not and after he admitted it, we do not, under any circumstances, let him forget.
It just sounds like he knows what he likes.
Dan the vor man. It started off as a joke, nickname. And then it was like, oh yeah, guys, I'm actually into vor, by the way.
No, you just made him think he's into vor. You just, like, bullied him into believing it, is what it
No, legit! He said he's into vor!
He admitted it.
On 4K? 4K?
Anyways,
yeah.
So... we now continue. I'm gonna ask you outright. Do you guys just want to do a little bit of downtime, or are you wanting to just continue on where you left off? I will let you guys know a few things either way. Because, Jack is supposed to take, supposedly, a couple weeks to be able to study the crystal before he gives you secondary quest. So are you gonna
assume no, but is there anything I can do about my axe?
Have you tried stroking it?
I'm sorry, did you just say choking it?
Stroking it.
I'll wait for you to tell me that in character, and then I'll do it, if you do.
No, my character isn't thinking in that direction.
Alright.
Should we just discuss this in character instead, or?
Sure. We'll do a quick in-character thing, and then probably do some downtime. Which will allow you guys to just relax for a second.
Relax, my axe is fucking paralyzed.
It's relaxed.
And I'll give you...
Relax.
Okay. So you guys wake up. Zath, you see Anastasia is already awake. She has got a few books on a few things and is doing a few writing on a scroll, and and as she writes, new words are coming onto it, and she just keeps writing back and forth with something. What are you gonna do?
Huh? What?
I told you that Anastasia is already awake. She's at like a little...
sorry, I kind of misheard. Brain didn't register. I wasn't the scene.
You're good. You're awake. You see Anastasia. She is already awake. She's got a couple books in front of her. She's checking between them and also writing on a piece of paper. And every time she finishes writing something, like a second or two later, there's magical script that starts appearing, and then she starts responding to that.
Just
almost like she's having SMS. A texting. Pretty much. It seems like that.
Who you ratting with?
Your mother.
Oh. Does she want to send me some allowance?
She can't. We're trying to figure out what is causing the block between you and everywhere else. I don't know. We're considering maybe it's the chaos magic that's all abundant in Bundarico, but we have no clue beyond that.
So we have to
We're
get
trying
out
to figure
of
it out.
Bundarico.
Assuming we even can.
I mean, didn't we already go out of Bundarico?
Well, oh, no, sorry, I misunderstood. I meant, well, it's not just Bundarico. It seems like the whole Bellowing Wilds is inaccessible to your mother. Like, she can't
father?
even...
I mean, I don't like asking for his help, but...
He can send people, and he can interact with some of the other people in the Bellowing Wilds just fine, but he can't access you, get you out. It's weird.
So could
it's
he
almost
send
like
people so they can bring me out? On that work?
That's a possibility, but we don't even know how far this extends. For all we know, you might just... Yeah. I mean, we can try, but there's a lot to do.
Yeah, I mean, staying here isn't really like my life goal, so it'd be nice to get out.
It's nice that Zath has goals.
Yeah.
His goal, not staying in the Bellowing Wilds for my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
It's nice to have goals.
Get money! Profit!
Zath, give me a perception check real quick.
Oh, nice. I can check something. My cat in the background is absolutely doing death metal screeching.
Yeah, I could hear it just ever so slightly.
Like, meow! Meow! Yeah, he sometimes does that. Perception, right?
Yep.
Perception. That's a 15.
All right. 15 was just enough. As you kind of like walk over, before Anastasia has a moment to notice and try and get some, or and like hide it, you notice a sentence in your mother's writing that asks a simple question. Was it maybe the ritual? Was it maybe Zat's ritual that's the problem? And as Anastasia notices you come walking over to look at stuff, she instantly flips the paper.
Huh? Why'd you flip it?
Ran out of room. Writing on the back, just saying, and she's just gonna write, Zat's doing fine. He's sitting with me now.
Anastasia, why are you lying to me?
What are you talking about, Zath?
I know my mother. I kind of saw that you still had room, and my mother asked you a question. So, why are you lying to me?
It's complicated.
Is that the only thing you're lying to me about?
She kind of like bites her lip and says, "There's a lot going on. I'm not lying to you about I'm not really lying to you. There's just some things that are hard to explain, and it's better not to get into them at the moment." Does that make sense?
That doesn't explain why you lied to me.
Fair. That is fair. So, okay, I'll be straight with you. I'll just ask, what did you read? Like, did you get a chance to fully read it?
Something, Zat's ritual. What ritual?
God, how do I explain this? It's a long story, but when we refer to Zat's ritual, it's how do I want to put this? She looks insanely uncomfortable at this.
I just give her the dead stare that many kids have when they ask a question and you're not answering.
Yeah, she looks at you and goes, are you gonna sit down at like the little table she's at in one of the chairs, or are you just gonna stand?
I'm just gonna stand there menacingly.
Alright. So she stops and goes, oh god. Alright, fine. So Zath, I guess it's time for the birds and the bees talk?
Yeah, they're both flying. What about it?
She She writes on the paper a little bit, flipping it over, saying, Zath read about his ritual. I need to explain the birds and the bees to him.
Okay, DM, explain sex.
You're a 12-year-old. I mean, at 12 years old is actually a.
Oh yeah, that's about the right age, I feel.
Yeah, just about.
I learned about it at 10, I think, at school, so it's fine.
Yeah, I learned about it a lot.
However,
earlier.
him having to roleplay it on stream.
We're not going to roleplay that on stream.
Off stream.
Why? We need the lore. We need the lore. We need the Zath lore.
I'm going to essentially do these slight skip ahead, like, Anastasia explains what the birds and the bees actually means. Trying to, essentially do it in such a way that's like, okay, yeah, this is kind of how most people reproduce.
Why'd they pick birds and bees for that act? Fun fact, in German it's called the bees and the flowers.
You know, I've never actually heard of birds and bees until I got to high school. Everyone at my school was just told, yeah, this is how sex works.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I don't know why it was ever referred to as the birds and the bees talk. I was like,
yeah, why is it birds and bees? I don't get it. I mean,
like,
bees and flowers make sense, but
yeah, the bees and the flowers one at least makes somewhat more sense. At least in regards to like flower reproduction, but still.
Oh, we're almost getting to my next favorite part of this conversation.
Anyway, so yeah, you get told the birds and the bees for like most races across Ambria, and she also gives you a brief rundown of how Mosnians have their own kind of birds and bees situation, which is they actually just sculpt their own child out of like earth and stone and implement like or give them like a crystalline gem that grows into the body, and they impart literally parts of their soul into the crystal and give it its own life. It grows in that kind of stuff.
So if you grow up a baddie, it's because of your parents?
Technically
if
you do.
If you're ugly, your parents are just very bad at sculpting.
Sounds like it.
I mean, it takes months to sculpt one perfectly, but yes. Anyway, but yeah, you get an explanation of regular birds and bees and Mosnian birds and bees. So yeah.
What does that have to do with ritual? Did my parents do it on an altar?
They did it while the devil was watching.
She
just
goes
on a
like,
chair in the corner.
well, that's where she says, well, that's why I tried to also explain the Mosnian side. You see, your mother is infertile, so she couldn't technically have babies. And so we kind of used a version of the Mosnian form of reproduction to allow you to be born.
Then tell me who sculpted this perfect fucking face.
She's like, your mother, yes, yeah, she's the one who helped sculpt your face, slightly in your father's image.
It was
And I do
actually
mean
the
slightly.
trainer's image.
And yeah, at that point she's like, so when she was referring to the ritual, she was referring to that. You see like on the parchment, there's now several lines of text, all of which are like, oh god, no, please, no. Like, Anastasia, please.
So, but like, am I? How many parts of me are like of my parents? Because like, my mother always told me it's kind of like 50-50. But now it's if you have like clay and put stuff in it, you're gonna have still parts clay.
You're still 50-50 in that regard. You're still 50-50 of your parents. The implementation of your father's magic and his ability to do other things outside of normal allowed him to implement both his DNA and your mother's into the whole situation, so you are 50-50 with them. It was just your body was original. Well, no, because you are transmuted into real flesh and bone. You are human. You are tiefling in that regard. You are part human, part tiefling. Oh god, this is so difficult to explain.
If my clay was transformed into flesh, can my flesh be transformed into clay?
Not unless... Well, she, like, thinks on this and goes, under normal circumstances, no, but if a divine being were to essentially intervene, that is a possibility.
Oh god, I can be turned into a sculpture any moment!
You're fine!
I can never leave to the outside world again!
Oh god, this is...
The repercussions for my actions, no!
She grabs you and says, Zat, you are fine. It is an extremely low possibility that could ever happen. You are safe. There is no way that you can be turned back into, like, the sum of what you were initially created from. That almost is like a non-possibility at this point. It is only through, like, an extremely powerful divine being that could do that. And it is very unlikely even then. Perhaps we should just...
My father has like a lot of... Why would he go through this for like... Huh?
He genuinely loved your mother, and your mother wanted children. That's all there was to it. You see even more lines of text, like, Anastasia, please! Just constant writing of the same thing, like, Anastasia, please, no, please, no, please, please, please. Just the same thing over and over again, practically.
Okay, can I write on the paper?
Yes.
I write down, Mother, why am I a clay boy?
Mother, I want to be a real boy.
Mother, why am I a boy? You had the choice! In the because of the patriarchy.
Does that want to be a girl? Is that where this is going?
No. God.
Zeph, do you feel comfortable in your clay body?
In your clay body.
I feel you're at least.
I feel like I would be much more. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'd be much more like comfortable if I was made out of Play-Doh. Actually.
You are not made out of clay. You are flesh and bone. You are
But
teeth.
I was
For
made
now.
out of clay.
You were your initial
My
body
life-
as
my-
a baby was sculpted into a kind of clay stone type situation. Yes.
So
What
you're telling
age
me
was
my
Zach
life
when
would
he
be
was
very
sculpted?
different if I was made out of Play-Doh.
What age was he sculpted?
I'm just wondering, how
Jesus.
many years were they skipping with this process?
Oh yeah, the first 3 are
You-
annoying. Let's skip those.
They did not skip any years. Literally, the process of like it's like the
They
gestation
sculpted a
period.
fetus.
So you could build a giant baby and it still grow. Amazing. Let me build a grown man.
It would be insane to do so, but yes, I'm fairly certain that is a possibility given the Mosnian reproduction style.
New business opportunity: build a baby.
Build a baby!
For all those infertile people, build a baby.
Actually, yeah. You kinda have a point there.
Anyway, your mother responds with, "You are a flesh and blood, you are flesh and blood. You are not made of clay.
I was
God
made of clay.
damn you, Anastasia!"
I was made of clay. Mother, can you give me the recipe? I have an idea.
Oh, no. Anastasia sees you write that down and says, "Hell no.
Why?
You are
I have
not
the right to
bastard."
profit from my existence.
She looks at you and says, "You are not bastardizing the Amosnian reproduction for a fucking profit."
Look, is that
Why normal
bastardizing?
reproduction's bastardized?
She literally grabs your ear, lifts her, and then pulls you closer
Hey,
to her.
careful! The clay
face
may
to
fall
face.
off.
Face to face, she says, "You will respect my heritage. That is also part of your heritage. Do I make myself
Wait,
clear?"
does that mean we are of the same thing?
She stops and freezes.
Are we
Letting you know.
theoretically siblings since we were made out of clay, both?
No, we are not siblings.
But we were made of the same material at first, thus we should.
Not necessarily. Like most. Really, it doesn't matter what kind of material you're made from. It's a whole process. It's long, it's lengthy, it's complicated, it's a whole thing.
Good, we have a
can't
week.
get into- yeah.
Besides, I just want to say, there's like, I know people that have a business that I don't have any relations to whatsoever, but they have a business where they just employ a woman to like carry out children. So like, where's that any different from like here? Here we're just offering like, yeah, you can build your own child. That's not that different, is it? So like, you see, it's fair. Money.
Sir. Okay. There is a little bit of a difference in regards to what you're referring to in regards to surrogate situations versus what you're trying to do, which is make profit and money out of using a very sacred process for creating Mosnian children.
Well, like, everything sacred someday will become worthless anyway, so like we can be ahead of the times.
She like pounds her head onto the table and just writes, why? She just writes, without even looking, why on the paper. At which point, there is literally just an ellipses. And a little line that responds with, he's trying to make surrogates a business, isn't he?
No, I'm not. I just feel like there's so many couples that would want to. Okay, no, yeah, I just want the money.
On paper, this sounds like a viable business, especially in D&D.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, it might be, but there is a whole, like, host of, like, because the Bosnians
imagine
have
a midget and a giant want a child. How do you expect that to work?
Oh, there's
A giant and a halfling want a child, Necro. How else are they supposed to get their baby?
adoption! There are possibilities other than surrogate.
So my parents
Well, but
couldn't
what if
adopt.
they want their own child?
Alright!
Your mother didn't want to adopt, she wanted her own child.
Oh, I see how it is. So she's so they want to
hypocrisy.
bar other couples from that own child experience. Okay, I get. Making Anastasia look like the bad guy now. Yes.
She was like, you hear a slight crack, and then a little bit of stone hitting the ground.
Is that gonna happen to me too?
No,
Like my
you're
ear
not.
falls off.
No, you are flesh and blood.
But
God.
why aren't you flesh and blood then? If you were also born this way.
The ritual that made you helped turn the material that sculpted your initial body into flesh and blood. You
So
became real. In that you became
a real boy!
You became real flesh and blood. You are a biological creature of that nature. You are not like a normal Mosnian. That's very different.
But why can't Mosnians do that then? No, because
we don't have a divine. We don't have the necessary divine magical structure to change physical stone into flesh and blood.
don't you have like
Not
gods?
that we. She looks to you, and she will say, "We are a species that was created through awakening magic. We were originally constructs. We eventually gained sentience and will and started reproducing through using similar methods. We are essentially living constructs in that regards. Most people don't want to have that as a child. Mosnians are newer. We've only existed as a species for around a few hundred years.
I'm sure there's some god out there who'd want to help you. There's like these guys who always talk about like
Abrith is
yeah,
the most
this-
likely to help us in any regards to that. And even then, it's like
that's a big ask. And not many Mosnians really want to change themselves into flesh and blood. We're happy as we are.
Then that's a you problem?
Might stop the deterioration.
It's not really a problem. A problem is something that requires, like, a problem is something that needs to be solved. There's nothing that needs to be
if you're being
solved.
looked down upon because of what you are, changing what you are would solve that issue. You know what I mean?
We're not. No, it doesn't solve an issue at that point. And she, like, you start getting into this, and I'm going to switch over to Ergon. You awaken hearing, like, some like kind of sounds above your head. You hear Zath and Anastasia talking, and Jeffrey is just kind of now sitting on you, like he's been up for a little bit. And he's just kind of sentrying, making sure you're safe.
Good lad, good lad.
I would like to extend either an arm or a tendril to, like, tap him like, yeah, I'm awake.
Alright, yeah, you form a little pseudopod real quick, tap him, give him, like, a little pet, and he hops down.
Okay, I will real quick check if anyone is around.
You do not, or you use your senses, do not notice anyone there, or anyone.
Okay, then I will turn back into the suit of armor.
Okay, you turn back into the suit of armor using the skeleton to kind of keep an extra 4, or, like, keep to the, like, exact form you need. And you notice your axe is still limp. Give me let's go intelligence check to see if you can tell, like, to a degree what is wrong. Or if you're going to need help from someone more magically inclined.
Probably gonna need more help. Okay. So 1.
You see that the condition of your axe has not changed. It looks as though it is completely limp. It is comatose in some kind of way. You've seen this once before, like for other creatures, but you really never got a chance to study it back in your dungeon home. And it just before the body of that creature got devoured by other mimics and creatures, and you didn't really care at the time.
Makes sense.
You were like, oh, food. I don't need to eat.
Nice snack.
And then proceeded to move on. Now it's a problem for you. Like, you kind of wish you had learned what was going on. You're gonna need some help to figure out what is going on here, though.
I would like to try go up to Anastasia, save her from that conversation, and send her my axe. Try to see if she knows.
Alright, yeah, you go into the inn. The innkeep looks at you, looks at the shark hound, and just waves you on. Just like, I'm not gonna deal with that. And you go to where you can hear a very awkward kind of conversation happening. And you go to knock on the door, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. At which point, Anastasia, you and Anastasia hear the knock, Zath, and she says, "Oh, thank you. Aprith, thank you. And it goes to answer the door. Like, oh, hi, hello. How can I help you? Oh, Jeffrey, hi.
Jeffrey fits in?
He made it up the stairs. Like, he was squeezing, trying to get up the stairs and stuff, but yeah, he got in.
Alright, cool.
I walk up to Jeffrey.
You walk up to Jeffrey.
Doorway.
Yeah, Jeffrey like squeezes through. Like, he's starting to get a fit. He's starting to figure out he can maybe fit through these things. It's a little difficult, but he finds a way. And yeah, he goes inside. You walk up to Jeffrey. What are you gonna do? As Jeffrey looks at you.
I lean down and like lean against him as I pet him, and I just whisper to him, "I'm a clay boy, Jeffrey. I'm a clay boy."
Jeffrey will remember this.
Not necessarily
Jeffrey
understanding
having a realization.
I don't want to play with you
Gaining
anymore.
awareness.
Jeffrey not necessarily understanding exactly what you said, but noticing you're kind of, I guess, distraught or having some sort of kind of mental
Very
crisis.
confused.
Very confused at the very least. Yeah, he does like his best to like comfort you, like be right next to you, like cuddle against you. Even gives you like a lick on the face. You feel like his his slightly coarse scales just give you a little bit of comfort as he just like tries to be affectionate toward you to help you through this. Anastasia looks to Ergon and goes, "Okay. So, what's going on? Oh, I never got your name, did I? Did I?
No, I thought they did, or I signed
Oh yeah,
it.
you wrote it out, Ergon.
Yeah.
Alright, Ergon, sorry. I forgot.
Been a fucking while.
Ergon, hi, how are you doing? Thank you, by the way.
Just hand her the axe and then begin signing that.
You have
my
that
axe is
mental
paralyzed.
telepathy.
Huh?
You have that mental telepathy thing.
No, yes, I'm just choosing to sign.
Okay. Alright, so you're just signing that Axe is paralyzed or something like that?
Yes.
Paralyzed? She, like, looks over the axe, like, notices it's or like, she remembers it being, like, limp and, like, flaccid to a degree. She, like, looks at it and, like, this isn't exactly paralyzed. I wouldn't... She, like, takes it over the table, like, kind of examines it, pokes it, notices it's soft, and goes, Ergon, what is this? This is not a normal axe.
It's a special axe from a dungeon.
Look, I'm just gonna roll for something real quick.
I'm not lying. That's not a lie. That's the truth. It's just.
Yeah, I know.
poorly worded truth.
But I'm just trying to see if maybe she can put this together. She kind of like, she doesn't necessarily put it together yet, but she goes, special axe from a dungeon, okay.
It has the properties of a living being.
Okay. quite unusual. So she kind of like takes a better look at it, tries like she kind of like tests a few things and puts her ear or kind of like puts her head up against it, like resting it on the axe. And she goes, "This thing is alive. It's Well, I'm stumped on this one. If anything, she looks hella confused. And she picks it up and hands it back to you, going, "I don't necessarily know. Like, I'd need to know more about the axe in order to, figure anything out, but this is weird."
What information would help?
How it was made, what magic it may have had.
We're gonna have 2 sex conversations in one. Out of character quick.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, out of character real quick, what?
Are we gonna have 2 sex conversations in one session?
No, she legit thinks this is a, magic item that was crafted or made, not necessarily a biological creature. So, she's just
when 2 axes really love each other.
She just goes, "I would need to know, how it was made, who made it, what process was used to forge the materials, that kind of thing, to have a relative understanding." I don't know. The only other thing I can think to do is maybe confront Jack about this.
Besides that, what if Jack were to nick me instead, and I became like this? Then what? Let's work backwards here, because it's like a living thing.
I don't know. I don't think... she thinks about it, and, didn't your axe nick him, as opposed to the other way around?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. What if Jack's blood got on me?
I don't know. I don't have any of Jack's blood on me. We could...
I'm not saying we should find out, because if that happens to one of us, that doesn't seem good.
Yeah. Zath.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a quick, or I'm gonna give you a quick, little thing you can do. When you got that fingerprint on the contract, the paper acted just the same as normal. Or the parchment or whatever acted normal. There was no difference to it at all. It felt the exact same as normal paper.
Okay.
And you even remember, a little bit of it getting onto your, or a little bit of the blood when it was fresh, getting onto your hand, and nothing happened.
Well, I mean, I have, why he needed the blood in the first place, right? It was for the contract. And, I mean, the paper's fine. I can get it out and show it to you. Also, I had to wipe some off, so, I think it's okay. I think. I don't know if the blood has anything to do with it like that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's damaging
Okay,
the guy, though.
Ergon, you do remember your axe nibbling Jack as a, action attack.
Right.
So, that is something that happened, and that's, afterwards your axe didn't respond to you, and that's when you notice it went limp. So attacking Jack may have been the cause.
Maybe, in which case he will be punished.
I mean, potentially, you'd still need to talk with him to figure this out. Like, because yes, your axe is now flaccid, but there may be a way to reverse it. You have no clue.
Okay, I would like to go back and interrogate Jack next opportunity.
Okay.
Or next. I
I think that's where we're gonna do a quick little skip of like a day or two. As Jack is studying, he's kind of hiding from you guys a little after the whole situation. You check at the bar a few times, try and ask where he's at, and no one's really seen him since the event. And eventually you do see he comes back to the bar one of these days. I'm going to go back to take us back to the Stout's bar. Activate the bar. And yeah, as you like open the door, you can see Jack is inside. He's writing some notes down and trying to eat a little bit of bar food to hopefully survive on the little bit of food he has. I am not trying to pull you guys over to there. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right. But yeah, you notice the bar is a little bit let me unpause the game there. A little bit emptier than usual, as a lot of people are still working on the town. You guys should be able to move now.
Oh. Can I not go up?
Oh, hold on. There's still a wall there, I think.
Okay.
Let me just remove the...
Inside. I'm done.
You have to be careful, there's invisible... Oh shit, now I look like a liar.
There is no walls there now.
Stop, be careful! Oh, no, it's just my
Never mind,
schizophrenia.
never mind.
Yeah, you kind of go inside, Anastasia following. Jeffrey, like, is going to just sit over here, outside. Anastasia closes the door. And she sits with you guys over at the bar. Stout feeding the man some tater tots and sausage. And Jack notices you guys and tenses up.
Oh, wait, yeah, we have to surround him, right? Wait.
You don't even
completely forgot it.
have to.
I mean, it'd be good to.
For sure.
Where's Jeffrey? Get him inside.
Jeffrey was told to wait outside by Anastasia.
Aw.
Like, she recognizes the concept, like, if we overdo this, it could possibly be a bad thing to have, say, you guys all be catatonic for whatever reason. But you guys do sit on either side of Jack. He's like going, "Oh, come on. Hi. How are you guys?"
First off, can I just raise my hand to like try to get a drink?
Yeah. Stout comes over and pours you a drink.
I want to also raise my hand.
He'll point or he'll like hand you like a little menu, and it'll have all sorts of drinks. He will then also go over to Zath, and he'll be like, apple juice or water.
Why only those?
You're 12, kid. I ain't serving to a minor.
Yes, apple juice.
He like pulls something out from below, pours you a glass of apple juice, and hands it to you. He actually holds on, or he thinks about it for a second, grabs a little device, or foams it up at the top, so it looks like a beer.
Yippee!
There you go, kid. You have something that looks like a beer but is just apple juice. He then goes over to Ergon and asks, "What do you have?"
Can I just like point to a beer keg?
To a beer keg?
Or
like
well,
a
I mean,
whole keg?
like you know, like just to get a drink from it, not the whole keg, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He'll look at the keg and he'll go, "Whole thing or just a cup?"
It's gonna hold my hand like a cup.
Okay. He'll grab a glass, go over here, pour out some beer, bring it over to you. And he looks to Anastasia and she shakes her head. Jack looks insanely nervous around you guys, as Stout just goes over here and does some, or grabs some glasses and stuff and starts cleaning them. Anastasia will then say, "Jack, we have a few questions for you. I'll do my best to help."
Remember, you're under contract, so no lying, yeah?
Yeah, I know.
Good.
So, what can I help you with? And Anastasia will look to him and say, "Ergon's axe." Oh, I was afraid of that. Look, I don't know what happened to the axe. I genuinely don't. And you guys can do insight checks if you want.
Yes, sir.
Time for 2 nat ones!
18.
Aww. Inside, let's see. What do I have? What do I
You
get?
should say "aw."
No,
Zach
I
got a
didn't say
10.
aw.
Okay.
Repeat! 10! Almost by 8.
Alright, middling wise, you can tell he's like you can't
That's
tell
it.
if he's just afraid or if he is telling the truth. Zath. Ergon, you sense that he is telling the truth. He doesn't know what happened to the axe, but there is more that he's not necessarily saying.
I'm just gonna like use the telepathy on Zath real quick and let him know. Yeah, he's not sharing everything. He's not lying, but he's not sharing everything. Okay.
I'm sure you know a little bit more than that.
I mean, it's not like I haven't seen this before, but it's...
After
I've
he says that, I'm
it.
just gonna slowly turn my head at him after taking a drink.
Look, I never... Look, he's like holding his hands up, scared, he's shaking, and he says, I've only ever seen this happen to creatures. I've never seen it happen to an item.
So what happens to those creatures?
I don't know. Oh, look. If I've seen it happen a couple times, but only when I've felt like I'm in danger. It freaks me the freak out. Okay, these creatures just drop. They're like attacking me, and then they just drop. I don't know.
So you're telling me you send us on a whole thing to retrieve some crystal, knowing that when stuff attacks you and you get freaked out, they will just drop.
Sounds kind of busted.
He says, the only time I haven't seen, or I've seen it not happen is with constructs. And that's places full of them. I can't get down there and deal with them. And even then, I don't like being put in danger. It's freaky. It doesn't always happen, but it only happens to things that, like, attack me. I don't know. It freaks me out. I'm scared of it.
Okay,
Because what if it
someone
doesn't
please
happen?
ask him how do we reverse it?
Yeah, Anastasia will ask, be like, so, do you know how to reverse it? He thinks on that for a second and says, look, I don't rightly know. Half the time I feel like these creatures, when they just drop, they just look like they don't have something anymore, like their intelligence, their spirit is gone. I don't know. He thinks about it and goes, he actually looks to his notes and goes, I don't know, I guess he double checks something, looks to his notes, compares something from like some papers. Zath, you notice that the paper he's comparing it to, they have that weird script that you remember. The one you saw that was etched into the glass. And he says, like, I guess, no, it sounds similar to this. And he, like, holds up a thing and it says, you guys can't necessarily tell because it's in that weird script, or, like, writing. And he says, the Four Claimers messed with souls. they were able to, like, use souls to power things. And every once in a while, when they, like, had an accident and someone's soul was pushed out of their body, it seemed they basically went catatonic like this. Or like what happens to those creatures, and they never really studied how to fix it because they were more focused on they were more focused on other stuff. Usually though, the souls would go into these crystals and use those to power some of their mechanical stuff. Kind of like those raptor things. I'm
So the
certain you
glowing
guys saw
crystals
those.
have souls in them?
Some of them, not all of them. He draws the big crystal, the big yellow one. These ones aren't necessarily soul, or the ones that are yellow aren't necessarily soul powered. They're solar powered, like by the sun. But other than that, I'm not sure beyond, like, the other ones, the kind of spookier ones, are more the ones that use souls. But it needs to be, usually those crystals need to be like around within like a certain range to steal a soul.
Do you have such crystals?
No, I don't have any. Most of them are inside machines that attempt to kill me.
Is he a crystal? I mean, like,
Hmm.
there's only so many options.
Do I have a crystal?
Zath, you think about that and you look to, or you remember, you have 3 little bug things.
I look at the
And-
three flying little bug things.
Are they active?
I mean, they were.
Yeah, but you turned
Or
them
they
off.
were deactive for...
Yeah, I remember you turning them off right
When did I
before the big
deactivate
combat.
Why?
I think you just they weren't listening to your commands, so you deactivated them and stored
Or we
them.
were worried that they weren't gonna listen when we started the boss fight.
Yeah, that was it. That was what it was. You were
I don't
worried.
remember that at all.
Huh. I just vaguely remember it being like, yeah, you don't want this thing to get repaired while you're fighting it, was the worry.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but alright, then I just look at the things in my bag, I guess.
Yeah, do you pull one out?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you pull one out, and look at it. It has one of those purple stones on it. Jack notices you pull one out and goes, "That, one of those." He, also goes, "Where did you get that?"
Well, the dungeon you sent us to.
He kind of reaches towards it, like, "May I?"
I mean, what do you want to do with it?
I just want to study it.
Well, we don't know if there's a soul in it, so,
Yeah, true, but maybe we can, I mean, if it can turn on, then yeah, it has a soul in it.
Well, they can all turn on, all 3 of those.
Then there's more than likely a soul in them. If not a few, if not several. The
Do
main
souls
problem
go
is,
away after a while, when energy is consumed?
that's what I'm theorizing. They're basically like power storage. They use the soul to, function.
Hmm.
And the soul just kind of gets maybe used up. I could study it, see. And he's like scared of you, but also like really trying to get a chance to study this thing.
Armor guy! What do you think?
Again, telepathying to Zath. If it can fix my axe, or... Cause no... Fuck. I'm not sure if how... My axe biting him would put the soul inside one of Zath's flying purple crystals. But... Another thing, the thing I'm thinking is this guy's cursed, maybe? Or that's his thing? Especially if he just casually does it to creatures. Well, not casually, but you know.
Casually.
Yeah, just casually being like...
Casually, take
yeah,
the souls from
casually
people.
whenever I'm in a life or death situation, I just instant drop things and their souls disappear or some bullshit.
Yeah, just casually.
I mean, that's what it sounds like, though.
Not competitively, just casually.
Yeah, just casually, of course.
Competitive soul stealing.
So yeah, it definitely sounds weird. But the only way to learn more is maybe to let him just try and figure it out.
I mean, if you're insisting on it, I guess I could give them to you for a price.
Oh, you're already...
I swear to God, this guy's gonna show up in like 3 months and be Dr. Robotnik.
You already took you took more than I even have. I'm living off of Stout's generosity here right now, please.
I mean, you can be under my roof. As long as you're indebted to me.
I'm already indebted to you.
I mean, you're gonna work your debt off. Eventually, right? Eventually. And, like, I think it's only fair that I get... that I get a fair amount of money for the services. You know what I mean? For the opportunities I provide.
Okay. As you get over there, Ergon, you see Stout come over here, looks to Anastasia and goes, is that kid, okay. I've never seen more of a scam artist in my life.
He just found out he's Clay, give him a break.
I'm sorry, what? Did you?
Wait, how would I sign this?
You can telepathy it, I think, right?
I don't want to use it though.
Yeah, you would sign something of that manner, and
just pointing at that, just doing potty motions, like pulling himself apart and shaping it.
He just found out he's Clay. He's going through a hard time. We're gonna sign that to Stout.
You sign that to Stout. He sees that, looks, and goes, "What the fuck?" And Anastasia says, "It's a long story."
Wait, how would I know this? Wait.
I mean, you probably heard me telling Jeffrey, I'm the Clay boy.
I'm Clay.
Yeah, you overheard that him saying
Jeffrey,
that to Jeffrey.
I'm a Clay boy.
Okay.
Not a
that's how
Playboy,
you
a
know.
Clay boy.
And Anastasia just says, "It's been a very long morning."
Did you know Playboy has a one braille book?
Nice.
Hey, can't fault them for being inclusive.
No, yeah,
I
I mean,
just
I'm
wonder.
assuming it just like describes the body rather than I've
No,
seen it. It doesn't have pictures.
I want them to have braille of the bodies, like 3D things of the
3D
bodies.
embossed it.
Just like, oh yeah, is that text? Oh no, that's just a lips.
Oh yeah, that's a nice boob. It's just the fucking elbow.
Oh yeah, get really in there. It's the eye.
Anyway. Moving on. So yeah, Anastasia just says it's been a long morning. Okay. And yeah, Stout will also say he was kind of doing the same thing yesterday too. Did he find out like a couple days ago or something? No, just this morning. This is unfortunately how Zath is.
Unfortunately.
Hey, I just out of character, I gave Stout a great business opportunity with Mr. Business, so I don't want to hear anything from.
That's on Anastasia who stated that. Like, Stout shrugs and goes,
No,
kid
because
gave
you
me a
called
good
me a
deal.
scam artist.
So-
Just saying, I provide business opportunities.
Yeah, I know, but he's seen the last 2 interactions with Jack, and he's like, that's just scamming someone.
This is just L
Kid did me
Jack.
good. Kid did me some good, but like, Jack's getting like attacked and scammed. Like, he's a weirdo, but he ain't someone who needs to be taken advantage of.
It's the smart
I
people
think no
you
one's
have to
done it
take
properly
advantage
until
of.
now.
Duh. Like, if they're useful, of course you're gonna take advantage of them.
But yeah, so at that point, Jack says, okay, look, I guess I'm under your care. I'm just trying to figure out the big crystal. I can look at the little, 4-claimer machine you got, and then I'll figure out how maybe we can fix this thing with your axe.
Yep, I'm gonna provide you more research material for a price. I think since there's like 3 little thingies. God.
3 of them.
Yeah, I have 3 little flying things.
To help show Ergon's desperation, can I offer to foot the bill for this research? With my, or help pay for it at least?
Oh, you wanna pay for it? Okay, I wanted to like put the price down a little then, but if it's shared between 2 people, like, I think $750 would be good.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have 55.
The look
Jack
of pure evil. After all, it's 3 little specimens of this rare thingy. Wow.
Sad.
What? It's a pretty fair price. I could sell them for much higher on the black market. I mean, on the normal market for normal researchers.
She looks to you, and what if this were Jeffrey instead of that axe?
Well, it's not, so, like, I don't get your point.
Fair point.
It could have been.
Well, it's not, though, so, you know. If it were Jeffrey, then we'd have a different situation, but it's not, so. Like, I don't understand what you're getting at right now.
It's called empathy. Trying to be kind and empathetic
How
to
do you spell
others.
that? How do you spell that?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, can you use it in a sentence?
God. Okay. seems I'm going to have to explain more things to you.
Well, not
and
my fault. My mother did teach me.
you had a good education. Why are you acting like
Yeah,
this?
good education business.
Oh,
Business
God.
education, that is.
Learned my best tricks from her. And some from my father, but he's more of a pushover, so...
I love the difference between Necro's version of Zath's mother and how Zath sees Zath's mother.
I mean, she did work her way up, let's just say that, right?
Well, kind of. Yes and no. Like, you...
Was she
you
just
get
to pick me?
from your... No. She did work her way up into being the queen of a whole fucking city, but she did so in a very different way that Zath is not aware of.
Yeah, it's called sex.
No. That was just bonuses.
It's
Anyway.
bonuses for who? Zath's mom or Zath's dad?
That you're never
That's
gonna be
not
aware
just
of.
sitting in the corner.
Can I do perception on honest? No.
Anyway, moving on. So, Anastasia just kind of like, oh god, I'm gonna have to fix this so much. She's
But
rubbing
yeah,
her
I'm not really
temples.
going down from that price, I'm sorry. I mean, you could start a crowdfunding maybe. Also, I have like an amazing work opportunity under my care, just saying. It's just like...
I'm just gonna look at him and tell him, how am I supposed to defend you without an axe? And just hopefully he
Use your
doesn't know about the other
shield.
weapons I have.
Use your shield. Or you're like, pew pew! You know what I mean?
I can't kill things as effectively with an
No,
axe as I
don't
can a
worry!
shield.
Don't worry! My deal with like the debt and stuff is still there. Like, you can just take a loan from me and pay it back later.
Jack,
Like, it's the same deal I gave the little old sweaty hands over here.
sweaty hands. Jack looks at his hands and goes, I think it's a condition, really. You probably shouldn't be making fun of it.
I'm not making fun. I just kind of forgot your name.
Yeah, why did
I mean,
you roll for the staff of withering?
I called him
no,
armor
sorry,
guy.
I clicked on
I
it.
called him
I was tabbing
armor
back
guy.
in and I clicked on
I've
it.
been adventuring with him for
Okay.
days. How do you expect
I'm
me
just
to remember your
gonna
name?
real quickly delete that.
Misinput,
delete that.
misinput.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Jack says, "All right. We'll add another 750 to the debt." Oh.
Okay, so he's... Okay, do you want to split the debt or just put it all on Jack's account? Armor dude?
I'm just going to go back to drinking my problems away.
So do you want it?
Alright.
Do you want to split the debt or no?
He, Jack looks over at Ergon, sees that he's just drinking, and goes, "Oh, fine. I guess it's all on me."
Okay, great. Don't worry, you're not gonna regret this.
I fucking tried.
I pull out
So
another
he-
contract!
Anastasia will say, "No. When one contract is signed, if he incurs more debt through a loan, it's not going to have a new contract, Zach."
And my shield bites it
But
now.
it's just an extended contract to, like, write down that the debt is bigger. Like, the loan he took out is bigger now. It's not like a completely new contract, it's just him agreeing that the loan got bigger. You know what I mean?
that's something that is already okay.
Gotta make sure that no one like accuses me of scamming someone. Heavens no.
Anastasia says, but no blood this time.
Fine, please just put your signature down.
At which point Jack does. Yeah, you file it away. There is an extension on Jack's loan stating he now owes you 750 gold for the added resources of studying these four claimer bots. And at which point Stout will say one thing, which is, there is this wizard. He might be able to help you with getting whatever soul or whatever out of them there crystals.
Can we bring Jack and tell him it's a joint research opportunity?
Jack will say, do you really not want me to I need to study this. Yes, if the soul is in the crystal, we're gonna need to figure out which one, and I need to do more research on that big crystal. Otherwise, this is all for nothing, and and this would actually invalidate the contract.
Okay, I just thought more hands helping would be better, especially if they could compare notes.
I realize, but I need to figure out what happened to these four claimers, and I really would put more stock into that and finding the info on the crystals than anything else right now. I need to research. You guys, that's mainly why I was trying to hire you, so you could go get the stuff I need.
Yeah, and now you're getting even more stuff. Isn't that great?
Not wrong.
Exactly. I provide.
But I don't think he thinks you're right.
Knowledge
but
has its price, bitch.
Stout will say, there's what was his name? Stupid wizard with the bathrobe. He always wore it.
That's
Pink
a very
bathrobe.
poor name.
Anastasia snaps her fingers and goes, Wizardly! Mr. Wizardly, that's who it was.
That's who
you're thinking
an
of.
even dumber name.
Yeah, I would have taken Afro.
Stout goes, yeah, Mr. Wizardly, that oddly powerful wizard that has the ability to do all this random and crazy crap.
I'm sorry, did you say rape?
I said random and crazy crap.
Okay.
That was wild.
Random and
Crazy
crazy
turn for the
Wild.
D&D session.
Yeah.
Bellowing wilds for nothing.
I mean, if he outside of just the
I
fact
bet
that
he
he's
bellows in wilds.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, you could probably go find him if you really want to. His tower, I think, is marked on the main map.
Damn, he's a marked location. He's a named location on the map.
He's important
world
enough
map.
to have his own name on the location, the map.
Uh,
I want to be that important. Gotta get enough money to make a castle just called Zath.
This is castle, or not even Castle Zath, just Zath.
Let's go to Zath. Where? Zath.
You know, Zath.
Actually, he does not have
Oh,
the
he
map,
isn't
you-
important enough. He isn't important enough. Oh,
not
just a side
important.
character. Aw.
He just says, okay, let me pull this up. I need to double check where it's located. But
We were
there
getting
is
hyped
a
up.
tower. Wizardly's Tower. Tower the... Oh, yeah. Oh, Stout says, oh, right. No, I forgot. Wizardly's Tower teleports all over the place. That's why it's not on the map.
I think he's
where would it
or I
be
think
now?
Wizardly's coping that he's not a named location.
He's coping.
Yeah, no, I mean, I heard some rumors. He's like somewhere in the like Mild Meadow, last I heard. Needed to deal with some sheep or some bullshit.
So he's either dealing with sheep or he's cleaning bullshit in the
Are
Mild
you
Meadow.
sure that he important enough? He's dealing with sheep.
I mean, this is coming from Anastasia too, partly, yeah?
Anastasia will say, yeah, no, Mr. Wizardly is one of the greatest wizards of all time in regards to magic.
And he's dealing with sheep.
Knowing him, he's
Fine,
probably
man.
using them for blood sacrifices or something.
Never
Oh,
mind.
then we're on the same level. That I can get behind.
Not to mention everything in this jungle, whether it be frogs to like robot creatures, is dangerous.
Well, still, sheep seems kind of like disappointing.
I mean, this guy isn't or I'm just I don't want to say that, but I'm just gonna tell Pat that I mean this guy's not dangerous. Ish. He didn't paralyze my fucking ass.
Yeah. By the way, you're like mourning about your axe. Why don't you just buy a new one?
Technically, you
It's-
already have.
Yeah, I already have another one. Don't tell Zath. I already have a new one, but don't tell Zath.
Don't tell Zaf what.
Oh, I thought that was out of character. I was telling Necro.
Yeah, no, I have figured that was out of character. So
No, but it's funny if it's just like, don't tell Zath, don't tell Zath. And Zath's like, well, don't tell Zath what? What are you talking about?
so yeah,
It's because it's a special magic axe that's would probably be really expensive.
So you're poor?
Yes, why else do you think I am taking a job?
Alright. Okay.
I am a traveling adventure / bodyguard.
I kinda thought due to the armor that you at least had some capital. Oh, alright. I guess it's alright. I guess it's okay. I guess.
all right.
You knew I was not well. Don't have a lot of money. You knew this.
Yeah, but I kinda thought you were bluffing. I was kinda hoping you were.
Why would I bluff about that?
I mean, so people don't rob you?
I mean, they could certainly try, but that's not the reason.
Anyway, so you guys you guys have this like conversation, and Stout says, "Yeah, last I heard, Wizardly was over in the Mild Meadows."
Also, wait, real quick, out of character. I just really like using the telepathy only on Zath, just so everyone else just looks like he's talking to me while I like kind of gesture.
We just have this connection.
Pretty much. That is funny.
It looks like.
Yeah, so you guys have a general location for going to Wizardly if you really want. You can theoretically just stay here, wait for Jack to do his research, or continue on. Jack will say,
We can also go fishing!
yeah. You could also go fishing if you really want to, waiting for Jack to finish his research and stuff.
But it's not the same without the big-ass crystal on our back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true.
Just not the same.
So yeah. It's up to you guys. What are you gonna want to do here?
I would like to pursue the tower or the wizard, but
Yeah. I'd be
Alright.
down. I'd be down.
Alright, Jack will say, alright, well, I do have one thing to help us out here. He hands... He goes through his pack and finds something and goes, here, and hands Ergon a stone and says, that's a stone of messaging. It's connected to another one that I have, and when you get to Wizardly, you can call me, or you can use it to send a message to me.
He's trying to get
and
into
if
my
I
DMs.
finish,
No, that
And
ain't
if I
DMs. DMs is
and if
what
I finish-
Anastasia had.
yeah, and if I finish the research, I'll message you with the next place we need to go to for the next crystal.
I'll just nod to that.
All right. At which point, you guys are free to start heading out to the meadows. So I'm going to activate the world map. And I will also reveal the location of the meadows. Should now be visible to you guys.
Yeah, the Mount Meadows. And scary sounds.
Yep.
Kind
Actually,
of sounds like a Mario Kart track.
Actually, the sheep are down there.
Oh, they just migrated.
They just migrated.
There's just a scary sounds, random picture of sheep on your map. Like that may have been where they were. And I am going to swap the track a little as you guys head out. Should start playing any second now. And you notice that your main path for getting to the meadows is going to have to take you through or past what appears to be a bridge here into this town. Over to the meadows. And Anastasia will say, this is a place called Fool's Crossing. That's where we're going to need to head first. It's kind of like the central hub of all of, the Bellowing Wilds, in a way. Because you have to go to the Fool's... Yeah. The bridge is actually quite interesting. I think you'll like it, Sath. It's quite the sight.
Are there rich people?
Says, well, to a degree.
Great.
As the bridge is technically owned by a larger city known as Rascom.
Oh, those
kind
are
of
my people! Razath, Rascom. Kinda sounds similar.
Much like how Bundarico is technically owned by Rascom.
And there's homeless people here. Okay, so that kind of rage. Oh, I can get behind that.
That's when you guys start heading out. At this point, I'm going to let you guys know I have been kind of holding back on the encounter stuff for you to make sure you guys survived for a little while. Now I'm gonna not hold back as much.
Dude, my axe is paralyzed. Yeah, that's fine. You wait for my axe to be paralyzed.
That is technically on you for what you did.
No, it's on my axe.
It's on my ass.
I am going to have you guys
stroke it. Maybe it'll wake up. Maybe it.
You didn't tell me in character. You didn't tell me that in character yet.
Well, my guy had the birds of the beanstalk.
Yeah.
Okay, can we do a scene?
Yeah, a quick scene as you guys are on your way out or through the jungle. There's just like this conversation happening. Anastasia's leading you guys through.
No, armor guy, like, I found something out a long time ago, not today. And like, can't you just stroke your axe? Wouldn't that do something?
Anastasia just like instant like trips on something and face plants into the ground. Like, Zath!
What? It's a legit question. What if it works? Yeah, he just has to get excited, right?
That is no.
And then the axe can have babies.
I'm going to stop in my tracks, turn around, look at Zath. Quickly, like, make an up and down motion on the shaft of the axe, and then just point and look at him like, duh, what did you think was gonna happen?
Well, I don't know! The way it was all described to me, that would work!
Zath, please.
What?
Oh, God.
Is that not a valid question?
She stops and goes like, even if that were an appropriate way to phrase that, which it is not.
Well, how would you phrase it then? Jerk her axe off. I don't know.
Oh God. She is instantaneously in a lot of regret. Like, Zath, please, let's not make a point of this. As she gets up, dusts herself off. I know, but that was a little too much. At which point, you guys continue along for a little while. Zath, give me Zath or Crit, either one, or Urgon. Go ahead and give me a
Crit, the iconic duo.
My fourth character sheet.
Is it a D&D duo? No one knows. Zath is just actually my new VTuber persona, trust.
Either way, give me a oh God.
Mac is always horny and aroused. So true, Raz, so true.
Give me a 1d20 for the encounters.
Both of us?
One of you.
Zath wins these, right?
I don't know. I can try. Does this work? I hope it does.
Yep, that worked.
Yeah, yeah.
A 6. Okay.
I just choked on a salmon. You're welcome.
All right. For this one, Crit, I need you to roll a 1d20.
Okay. Let's go! It's higher than Zath!
A 7. Okay.
He's not impressed by our numbers, Choco.
All right. This will be interesting.
I rolled an 8! It's continuing to go up by 1!
Fuck, I forget where I put my dice. Oh wait, no, it's in my car right now, and I'm not gonna go all the way out there.
6, 7, 8! What the fuck?
So...
so...
Let me double check this. I just want to... Yeah. On the way to the bridge, you guys start hearing a buzzing sound as on the path out, you will find there is a swarm of bleeders. That is currently looking for blood. And you guys are about to go into combat with these things.
Stereotypical bleeder.
And then he bled all over the place.
And I think we're going to end it there for the stream, simply because I'm running out of time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think much would happen if we say no, but yeah, definitely.
No, you're not allowed to end it.
Oh no! My players are keeping me held hostage for the campaign.
Oh no, anyways, close the stream.
Alright. Any, criticisms or things you think I could have done better for today's session?
No. It was
Okay.
fun.
Oh, that was good.
Alright.
Rascal
Only complaint is my axe is still limp, but that's a separate issue.
You didn't stroke it enough.
Oh god.
Like you expected it to get excited after one stroke week.
Ergon has a very strong stroke, I'll have you know.
Oh god.
Well, what is his plus? Ergon has a +4 to stroke, so.
To stroke!
Oh my god. And this is the note we're leaving it off on. Alright. Thank you for joining, everyone. Have a good day.
GG's, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I'm
Fred, are you gonna
going to
keep
end
streaming?
here. No, it's too early for that,
Okay, I wanted to
I
know.
think.
Okay.
Okay. I can
Okay.
turn off the
I'm
music.
Gonna go to my room.
Yep.
Aren't you
GG's,
already in your
everyone.
room?
On stream. Wait, why am
Oh,
I in
okay.
front of my desk? That doesn't seem
that's
right.
'cause
I shouldn't be on
Ye-
the table. I'm-
You were on. You did put yourself on the table when you shrunk yourself last stream.
Shh, I didn't shrink myself. That's lies and slander. Anyway,
Oh yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
leave
to
it
end
there.
stream and then I will stream again
Alright.
later, it looks like.
Okay. I'm gonna
GG's,
leave
everyone.
now. It was fun. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
goodbye.
GG.
Okay. Fuck, we're alone. So yeah, I'm not not gonna continue stream today. For those of you who are not caught up, I'm having a little break from streaming. If you want to be notified of these breaks, join my Discord. I have a Discord now. Have fun at my Discord. Very normal things happen at my Discord. Including announcements. So yeah, also Ras, I bet you're like 2'3" or something. The Discord is with the other links. Is that not enough? Do I need a Discord command? No, yes you are! Probably. Probably you're like... So 1'2". Yeah, 1'2" is, I think, even more accurate. Actually, no, you're like 2 inches tall. I'm not that short. Anyone who denies being short is that short. Brother, that's how it works. That's how it works. Okay, playing the stream together is just us now. Crazy. What the fuck? Fuck you! Fuck you for calling me short. I'm not short, I'm tall. I'm tall, big, and mighty. That's what I am. But yeah. Thank you all for joining stream. It was fun. I hope you had fun as well. You're short in my heart. No. That is factually not true. Maybe we'll meet up someday, who knows? And then I can prove to y'all I'm fucking ginormous. Well, I feel fucking ginormous. I'm not that tall, but I feel tall, and I hate it. Well, yeah. I hope you had fun. I had fun too. I wish I could keep streaming, but like, stress. Too much stress currently. But yeah. Thank you all for joining. That's rest of your day. You two down. Please end me before that happens. Respectful. Have a good rest. Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you all so much for joining, and have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, night. And I really hope to see you next time. The stream is Chuck.